Hello loves, welcome to my channel. So today's video I'm going to show you guys how to make a head crown. Now I see this crown in a lot of photos, professional photos, and they look so good. So I decided to ask the vendors that I found, and the prices they were calling for a photo shoot that I'm just going to probably do once and discard. I was like, no, I'm going to make mine. Even to hire, it was too expensive, so I decided to make mine. So these are just the items you need. I labeled them, so let's go. So the first things first, I pick up my kebab sticks. Now these sticks, you might recognize them from my previous video, the vlog that I posted earlier on. Now these are not actually kebab sticks, these are suya sticks. Kebab sticks are, I didn't want to get something like that because I know I was going to ruin them. I was going to do a lot of breaking, so I decided to go for suya sticks. Okay, so I have two groups of the I just separated my sticks in two groups. So the first group has 10, the other group has 10. Now the first thing I'm going to do, using a marker, guys, you need a marker. I know I did not mention this earlier, but you need a marker. So I measured the first 10 to a short length. So what I wanted was, I wanted the spiky area of these sticks to be equal, like the same length per se. So I didn't want the other end, and I was going for something short. So I decided to like mark it and cut it. Now you are looking at two marks there. I thought that if I had finished cutting the first one, if it was too long, I might go for the second mark and make them more shorter. And that was actually what happened. Okay, so using a pair of scissors, I'm going to start cutting my sticks. Now guys, you have to be careful with your scissors. If your scissors is old, it might break because you're cutting through wood. But mine isn't old, mine is fairly new and is sharp, so it was easy to cut through wood. Or if you don't want to use the scissors, you can use a saw. I think a saw can just do it at once for you. Okay, so my scissors did that. So I'm done cutting the first pair. So I'm going to just make sure they're equal. Okay, and they are. So I'm going to just keep them aside. So the next set, after marking them, I'm going to start cutting. All right, so these ones are longer than the previous ones. This is because for my crown I was aiming for a long spike and a short spike kind of thing. Okay, so that's it. So after cutting off the parts I don't want, I'm just going to keep those sticks aside and I start trimming my flowers. I'm going to trim my flowers away from their strings. These flowers are cotton flowers. They're mostly used by tailors to like make dresses and outfits look nicer. So I know I was going for something dramatic, but mine is a little bit smaller. But if you want yours to be big, you can get much bigger flowers, or you can get artificial flowers. Either way they work. Okay, I'm going to keep the cutouts aside and I'm going to pick up my headband. Now the headband, I already poked holes in them, so I'm going to just pick up the two sets of sticks that I have, a long one and a short one. So I'm going to start sticking the long one in first before the short one. I was aiming for that galloping effect, obviously. So long one first for the short one. Now the way I was sticking my sticks, that's sticking my sticks. Okay. The way I was putting my sticks, okay, it was I didn't get to the end of the stick. Right. I had to leave some for the culture because I did not glue them yet, so I didn't want them falling off. So I left some at the other end. All right. So when I'm done gluing, I can just push it out. That's what I did. Now, initially I thought I could just, glue my sticks to my headband, but to be honest, it did not work. It did not work. So I had to go and poke holes in my headband. Some holes are bigger, some holes are smaller, but see, poking those holes wasn't easy. I'm not gonna lie. I had to act like a mechanic, act like an engineer too, for me to get those holes. Okay, so it wasn't easy. But either way, some holes were bigger, some holes were smaller. But just to be sure, like you see now, this one is about falling off. So that it doesn't fall off, I had to leave some part of the sticks at the other end. Then when I'm done, when I'm gluing them, I can just drag them towards the end. So that's what I've done. So if you look at the rhythm that I followed, I did one long spike or one long stick and then a short stick like that. So after doing that, I'm going to push them all out and I'm start gluing. I thought that one super glue should be enough. No, it wasn't enough. I had to use like two, and the two wasn't still enough, but I just managed the two that I already had. So what I did is when I put the glue around one of the spike, I just leave the headband for a while for it to get dry and tacky, then I proceed to do the rest. So that was what I did to get this. Okay, so after doing this, I'm going to start sticking my flowers. Okay, now using a fabric glue, I'm going to start sticking the flowers to the point where the sticks meet the headband. Okay, so this is going to actually beautify the crown and make it look more lovely. Actually, the flowers are like the main thing. Okay, so actually I wished I have gotten more flowers. The flowers I had were just, I think this was 1 yard. I didn't even count, but this is 1 yard. But I wish I had more than 1 yard, maybe like 2 yards or so. It would have been more dramatic. I'd have added more above where I already put the first set. In all honesty, I'm going to advise that if you want to make yours, make sure the flowers you get are really big, because if your flowers are big, it's going to make your crown look more lovely and dramatic. But in the end, that is what we're aiming for. So after doing this, I'm going to like flip the crown the other way and add a little bit of glue, and that's it. Now after doing this, I'm going to start putting my cutouts. Now the first one is like plastic. When I got it from the lady, I just broke it off and took what I wanted. It looks like a tiara. So I just got this one. I'm using a tailor's glue to like make sure this sticks to the spike that is in the center of the headband. Now after doing that, I'm going to pick up the cute cutouts, the stickers, and start placing them on it. Now I know I was aiming for something fierce, but at the same time, these cute sunny faces kind of defeats that. So I was thinking, okay, I might just spray paint it, but in the end, I did not spray paint anything. So I'm going to pick up my pearls and I'm going to fit them into the spikes. Now the spikes were a little bit wider than the holes in my pearls or my beads, so I just shaped the sticks so that the beads can actually get into them and actually stick, and that was what happened. I was like, okay, hopefully these pearls are not so heavy for these spikes, and it wasn't heavy actually. So everything worked out fine and I was happy. Yeah. So this is it. I know I was aiming for something dramatic, but I think this was okay. I liked this, so I decided to go over and spray paint. Now I got some old magazines. I put them on the floor and I started spray painting. Just mostly on the beads and also the spikes. The spikes were they're actually wood, so I had to spray paint to give them that gold effect. Gold and yellow was the theme, and that's it. This is how it looks on a mannequin. Okay, so I was ready for my photo shoot. So this is the day of the photo shoot. I didn't even know I wasn't recording the crown very properly, but that's okay. Okay, so guys, these are the pictures I took and they came out so lovely. Shout out to my photographer. So guys, thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.